Hey guys, welcome back to the Tukes and Tires YouTube channel. As always, I'm Zach, and this week we're getting my 1954 Chevy ready to take it to Toronto Motorama to be in the eBay Motors booth, and we're fixing her up with some parts bought off of eBay. So let's get at her.
Hey, is that Timmy's?
Yeah, because we're in Canada. Okay guys, let's get right into her. So I probably already told you what we're doing. I'm super excited to have my truck in the eBay Motors booth. So this is gonna be an awesome weekend. We're gonna have so much stuff at Motorama. So let's get to her. If you guys don't know the story behind this truck, I do have a couple of videos on this thing. I built it before I started YouTube. But basically I was 17 years old when I purchased this. I always wanted a truck like my dad's truck, and this is what fell into my lap for 600 bucks, and I created it into what it is today. But we've got a few things we got to do to it. So we're gonna start off by, we're gonna tackle doing this fender patch. The truck's all kind of ratty looking, but there's one spot on the truck, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but it's like, it's a little crusty looking. So we're gonna try to tackle that. I put some penetrating oil on the bolts. I think I'm just gonna try to kick the fender out, and I'm gonna try to do it while it's on there. I feel like that's what somebody would have done back in the day when they were doing patches on this thing, so that's how I'm gonna do it. We've been charging the battery because the freaking batteries went dead. It's been in there, you know, some time now. 6 years. So I mean, I wouldn't think a good optimal battery go dead, but I mean, whatever. What else we got to do? We're gonna clean up. If you guys follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you would have seen, like, last summer we did up these white letter tires. They've actually held up really well. The back ones are a lot whiter than the front. My back tires are older tires, so I'm assuming they're a little drier. But I kind of test cleaned up a little patch, and I think they're gonna clean up not too bad. So, you know, just from all this brake dust, I know a lot of guys have a lot of problems with when they paint their tires, that they, you know, they stain yellow and they kind of stay yellow. This is gonna be an off-white, but I mean, I think it looks kind of cool. So we're gonna be tackling that, and then we're just gonna do some regular maintenance on her, make sure she's got oil, go get some new gas and stuff. So yeah, let's start tackling this patch panel, and let's see how it goes. You know, I got my hopes high at this point. Okay guys, well, we got those bolts out of there, and like Canadian fashion, all of them but one came off, so they all snapped off, which I'm okay with that, less wrenching for me. But I got this pried away. I found the stick with this nice curvature on her, so that works good. But you can see in here, the body of the truck itself is in pretty good shape. It's just this fender. I'm assuming most of them rot out here. And mind you, I drive this thing like up until winter and in the spring. So, I mean, it's just willing to happen. But I think we're going to see if we can, maybe I can ram this in there. I don't know how much of this over this way we're going to change. Maybe we might go to here somewhere. I don't know. All this metal, it's still a good old metal, so I might, maybe might go on an angle or something. I don't know. I'll go look at some other patches that are on the truck to see what other people did back in the day. Because, I mean, I did the cab corners on this thing, but there was cab corners done on it before, so I just made my mind go flush into those ones because I like their joint better than mine. And the other side's got stuff like this and stuff like that. Also, you know, pro tip, don't grind lead. You get really bad lead poisoning. I found that out the hard way. But I'll try to snake that in there, and we'll see what's going on. What are you thinking, Lacey? Huh? You don't care? All right. Okay, guys. Got that rammed in there, kind of. I mean, it doesn't want to cooperate too good. But basically, I just kind of held, you know, I held this about here, just so I know that I can stay underneath this line. I don't think we're gonna take that much off of it, but I need to get out of there. Anyways, we need to get majority of this off, so I think we're gonna go, and I'm just gonna slice an angle on her. I'm probably gonna stay above this body line because this thing has a pretty nice body line on it, and I like that. So, and also it'll be easier to do something with. Either that or I would go to the point here. But I think we're just gonna go above, do her crude, because I don't really care. But I'll probably come across and we'll just give her a slice. We're losing our stick here. But yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna start cutting and we're gonna see if we can ram this thing in there. And hopefully I can use this thing to mark holes on this one. But our lip isn't as big on this one. Okay guys, well we got that chopped off of there, and this whole piece that was on there is heavier than this whole patch panel. I know this one, obviously because it's aftermarket, might not be the same gauge metal, but this stuff is actually pretty thick. So all I gotta do now is I'm gonna get this fit up, and then when we come back, we'll probably be stitching it in. So what do you think, Lacey? Huh? You got a nice hole that you can go under? Watch your face. Oh, you're gonna scratch your friggin' face off. Alright, here we go. So, well, I actually thought I'd show you this little tip that I use. I actually got it from Japans over at Make It Customs. So everybody thank him because he's a whiz kid when it comes to bodywork. It makes me feel terrible about myself. But anyways, so we got this old piece that we cut. Oh, Lacey, alright? You almost fell down there. So we got this old piece that we cut off. So what I did was I took some tape, put it on there, made it to my cut line. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to, obviously we place it on here, fit it up the best we can. Lacey, we're trying to show the people what's going on here. So we fit it up the best we can, and I'm going to run a 1/2 inch bead of tape along this mark here. And we'll cut on the outside of that. So it gives us plenty to make it fit up to the spot where we cut off on the truck. So when we come back, then we'll be welding up. So let's get at her. So it turned out pretty sweet. I can't complain with that. Just a little bit of bog on her. I think I was originally just gonna leave it like this, but due to that there was Bondo here from the previous owner of these fenders, I'm gonna smoothen it out just because I don't want to start taking off all this Bondo. But I made it so it'd only be just a slight little skim, but that's good enough for me and makes me feel a little bit better that there's not a humongous hole in my truck. So we'll get some Bondo put on that. When you come back, it'll probably be painted up black. So there we have it. It's all painted black. I know it's a little hard to see in here because, you know, lighting is terrible, but, you know, it's a little shinier than the rest of the fender, and there's kind of like a spray line, but I think I can live with that for now. Like, this is the old piece that came out of there. It was like so crusty, and it's kind of cool to look at that somebody, you know, they repaired it at one time beforehand, but obviously 2 layers on top of each other didn't do it any good. But yeah, that's looking pretty sweet. And you know, had a can underneath the seat, so we just touched her up. But now we're gonna move on to clean up these tires. So I'm gonna show you guys what I'm gonna use to try to bring the white letters back around. So I bought some stuff at the store, and it worked. This stuff works pretty good. So if you guys haven't used this before, this is Meguiar's Hot wheel rim cleaner stuff. I use it on the tires, but you gotta watch it. It's got like a little acid sign on there, so you know, don't wear any gloves when you use it. But it works really good. It really cleans up the tires, so I would even recommend using this before if you're putting like foam on or you know, tire shine. It really, you know, cleans up the tires. You'll see it'll come off brown. And then I bought this brush to you know, it's not an aggressive brush because we did paint these letters on the tire and they've actually held up really well. I already kind of cleaned in this one spot here. They're going to be a little yellow, but I mean, I think it matches the vibe of the truck. So we're going to go start cleaning this, and if I can figure out this child safety lock on this thing. There we go. And we just got some water and another little spray thing to kind of wash it off. So we'll start trying to clean this up and see how it goes. So here we go. Well, there we have it, guys. I think it looks, I mean, it probably looks a lot better than what it did. So now I just got to go and I'm going to clean up the other three like that. And I think they're going to look pretty spiffy. I don't know if we're going to put any tire shine on them because I kind of like them just like the matte look. Obviously, they're still a little damp from washing them, but I'd like, you know, if you haven't watched the video of me doing these custom stencil tires, you probably should, because it's like, I know a lot of people have a problem with them really going yellow, like the white walls when people do it, and like these are still fairly white even after, you know, driving with them for like a whole year, brake dust and everything, and it's like, and then just lightly cleaning them with this, it's like, they look, to me anyways, they look fantastic. But you know, let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below, what you think about my custom white letter tire. I think it's pretty sick. But I'm gonna get cleaning on all the other ones, and yeah, when we come back we'll just do a little maintenance, and then I think she'll be good to go. So let's get to her. Okay guys, well, I thought I'd, you know, have her outside so you could see her a little better, but we just took it for a rip. I got some fresh gas. It's looking pretty sweet. You can see the front tires are a little more yellow than the back ones, but I mean, they look pretty good. And if anybody's curious what I painted that with, That was just engine enamel, just white duplicolor. So, I mean, I'm pretty happy with that. It looks pretty sweet. I mean, you know, a little custom touch to your rig if you got a name that you want to promote. But we got a few things we got to do yet. I'm not going to bore you guys with that, and we're not going to wash it because I plan on working in the shop over there. So, I mean, it's just going to get dirty by the time the show is about to go on. But I got some relays to change in my door, because, you know, for the lady over there, you make it so her window can go up and down just fine. But, you know, if mine doesn't go back up, that's okay. So I picked up some relays we're going to throw into my down. Yeah, I think it's down position. I made it so that the up always works. It's down that doesn't work right now. But I got the window open far enough so that, you know, we can, you know, hang your arm out there. And if you guys are curious on how that works, all it's doing is I have 2 micro switches in here that switches the polarity on the motor that's inside. And that's all the relays do, just flip it back and forth from up and down. But that's one thing we got to do yet. And then the other thing we got to do here is we're gonna make sure it's got oil, and you know, it's leaking out of the valve cover, so it's probably got some. Check the coolant. It looks pretty good from about here. And you know, we gotta cinch some bolts down on that valve cover over there. But I think that's gonna be about it, guys. I mean, that's looking pretty snazzy. But I think that's gonna do it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope to see everybody at the show. It starts April 29th. It's going to be at the International Center, and you can, you know, I'll put the thing down here, the link in the description, and probably on the screen where you can find out all the information for Toronto Motorama. But I am super excited to be in the eBay Motors booth and working with them and talking to everybody, you know, about your projects. So hope to see you there, everybody that can make it out. And I want to thank some pretty important people that made it possible that I could be there. I want to thank Mark Rogerson. He's an awesome dude. So if you don't know him locally, you know, you're missing out. And I want to thank Kenny Croker. He's also going to be sharing a booth with me at Motorama, so come talk to him as well. Make sure you give him some business for his photography business, because he does some awesome work as well. Check it out. Be in the description down below. But yeah, I think the truck turned out pretty sweet. Wheels are still looking awesome, and that fender patch over there turned out pretty slick. So yeah, I think that's going to do it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you there, and don't forget to salute the beaver.